WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Noxubee County schools are set to start classes on August 10th. Thank you for staying with us tonight. However, due to COVID-19, students will begin the semester virtually. As Stephanie Poole explains, district board members decided this plan will help keep students healthy.
In just a few short weeks, class will be in session for Noxubee County students, but most of their learning will be in front of a screen. Superintendent Rodriguez Brodnack says 1st through 12th grade students will be on a virtual schedule for the first 9 weeks. Pre-K and kindergartners will be on a hybrid schedule.
Developing the framework for how students and coming to decisions of how students would return, I developed an R3I task force committee team that was made up of school administrators, teachers, support staff, parents, and community members. They examined 6 different areas.
Brodnack says this committee helps decide class schedules for students and their assignments. However, making sure each student can access internet services is raising a few concerns.
The first part of our plan is to take some of the CARES Act money and provide devices to all students in the district, while looking at hotspots. Students will be able to use cell phones that will align with the learning management plan or system that we have developed.
District behavior specialist Kenzie Moore is encouraging parents to aid students whenever they can.
Online learning can be as beneficial as in person. It is going to take a lot more help from the parents because they're going to have to be responsible for making sure the children are on there. But with the teachers that we have in our district and the capabilities that they have, if the parents do their part and we do our part, it'll definitely work.
It's the same outlook she's using when her children start the school year.
But I have an 11th grader and I have twins that are coming to kindergarten. So I will be in the predicament where I have children that will be hybrid and one that's at home by himself. Honestly, as a parent, I've already talked to him, told him what he has to do, and the children that are actually in the building, I'm confident that their teacher is going to do what she needs to do to keep them safe while they're here.
Reporting in Noxubee County, Stephanie Poole, WCBI News.
Superintendent Brodnack is encouraging students, parents and students, that is, to come to the drive-in town hall meeting. It's going to be starting on Monday, July 27th at 6 o'clock at the Noxubee County High School. Now, this meeting will cover details of the school year. And it's a different story next door in Winston County in Louisville. Some parents are worried about their district's plan for the start of the school year. They think students should be given more options to learn safely. Our Quentin Smith speaks with a few of those parents who are planning to let administrators know how they feel.
This is the tentative back-to-school plan for the Louisville Municipal School District. It calls for students to return to class in a traditional setting. But as Stacy Timms reads over the plan, he has many concerns.
I don't think the plan is safe at all. With the amount of kids in this school district, there's no way you can social distance these kids in 200 square foot classrooms 6 feet apart.
Timms has a child who attends Louisville High School and says he wants the district to amend the current plan to include more learning options for students.
If the numbers are worse now, why would we put our kids back in that situation where it's going to be even more dangerous? We know right now that somebody is going to send their kid on the traditional route to school sick. And then everybody's going to be exposed as in that classroom.
He says the district made the plan without hearing from parents. As a result, he organized the group Concerned Parents of Louisville Municipal School District. The more than 200-member group has already expressed they don't feel comfortable having their children strictly doing traditional style learning.
We've done a survey of the options that parents want for school. 65% said they would prefer virtual, 32% said they would prefer hybrid, and 0.01% said they would want it traditional. So that lets us know now that our parents are not feeling safe with their kids going back into that classroom.
It makes me feel like they're being kind of selfish at this point and overlooking the fact that we have parents, and without the parents and the children, there's no school.
According to the proposed plan, the district is only allowing students with underlying health issues the option to do virtual coursework. If they choose that route, they won't be allowed to do any extracurricular activities. Now, Timms and others plan to bring these issues to district leaders directly when they speak at Thursday's board meeting.
Yes, there are parents who work and they have to send their children to school. But however, if we were mandated in March when the pandemic broke out to do social distancing and do learning online, then why can't we have that option now without consequences?
We're not fighting just for the kids, we're fighting for the staff, the teachers, and everyone else that works with the school system. And so we ask that the board listen to us and let the stakeholders, who are the parents, have a say.
The school board will meet on Thursday to vote on whether to adopt the plan as is or make changes. That meeting is at 5:30 there at the central office. To take a look at the proposed plan, visit our website, WCBI.com.
Some nice sunsets spotted across our region tonight. First, let's go to Starkville. Look at that color. And that was in the Gold Triangle area. The cows enjoying the view there at the Gilmer Dairy Farm in Lamar County, Alabama. Look at that color right there. Not too bad at all. Not nearly as active this evening versus where we were last night. A clean sweep with our radar, just some ground clutter, nothing to worry about for tonight. Here's our first alert forecast for tomorrow. We've got Nikki. Get ready for another hot one. You may want to take a little walk early or late, not during the heating of the day. We're back into the lower 90s. Scattered storms likely. Now, there could be a little bit of patchy morning fog. We'll get rid of that. Scattered storms possible during the day. And outside of the storms, the heat index flirting with the century mark again. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
New tonight, he's known for his skill on the football field. Now Kylan Hill is known as a change maker. The Columbus High School graduate and Mississippi State running back was honored this evening at the Columbus City Council meeting. Hill challenged state lawmakers to make a change to the state flag on his social media accounts. The former flag included a Confederate symbol. At the time, Hill said that he wouldn't represent the state of Mississippi until changes were made. Coaches across all sports and from all of the universities and colleges met in Jackson to lobby legislators to remove the flag. Hill's work to end that was recognized by Columbus Mayor Robert Smith and the Columbus City Council. They were joined by District Attorney Scott Colomb and MSU Athletic Director John Cohen.
Especially a lot of older people, they tell me all the time how much that flag really means to them coming down. So I affect a lot of people in a positive way, which is good.
I think it's an incredible observance of somebody who showed tremendous courage and boldness, and we're awfully proud of Kylan Hill.
The vote to change the flag came on June 28th. The governor signed the bill into law June 30th. The unofficial results are in from today's special election for the Okolona Town Marshal. You may remember this race in 2017 was contested after Tommy Ivey Sr. challenged the results when William Randall won by 1 vote. Now, as it stands right now, Tommy Ivey Sr. has 350 votes and William Randall has 264. The election board is still counting absentee ballots, and the affidavits will, of course, update you on the vote count on air and online on our website at WCBI.com. Federal law enforcement officers have been clashing with protesters in Portland, Oregon, using tear gas and other force to crack down on demonstrations. But as CBS's Danya Bacchus reports, city and state leaders are not necessarily welcoming the help.
Federal officers fired tear gas and used flash bombs on people demonstrating against police brutality in downtown Portland overnight. It was the latest clash between protesters and federal agents.
They were in camouflage and they were in unmarked cars and they were grabbing people off the street.
But Homeland Security officials say the officers are identifiable and showed how their uniforms are marked.
These police officers are not stormtroopers. They are not the Gestapo, as some have described them.
Officials also defended their use of unmarked cars.
It's a standard procedure, a standard practice among every local, state, and federal law enforcement agency in this country.
President Trump sent the agents to Portland to get a handle on violence during the protest and protect federal property. The federal courthouse has been the target of vandalism. Officials say officers guarding it are targets for violence.
The well-organized mob in Portland has become increasingly aggressive, especially against law enforcement officers.
Oregon Governor Kate Brown tweeted Tuesday that the Trump administration is not interested in problem solving or public safety, but is interested in political theater. On Monday, the president suggested he'd send federal officers to other cities. CBS News obtained a Department of Homeland Security memo that shows the agency is preparing to deploy officers to a number of cities, which could include Kansas City and Albuquerque. But first up is Chicago, where they will send 175 agents.
The Trump administration is not going to foolishly deploy unnamed agents to the streets of Chicago.
Instead, Mayor Lori Lightfoot says Chicago will receive resources that plug into the existing federal agencies that the city regularly works with. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
State and local authorities say they did not ask for federal help. They're now waiting for a decision in a lawsuit that seeks to restrain the federal agents' actions. All right, we're going to send things back over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, just muggy, hot. But hey, it wasn't so hot, or what was that high temperature earlier? Sorry, I can't remember.
Not as hot. It was not as hot.
In Death Valley, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yes, let's talk about Death Valley. Okay, so it's hot, Scott. It could be a lot worse. Look at this. It was 121 in Death Valley, California, the national high today. Our national low 27 up there in Utah. Nowhere near those extremes today for us going forward. We'll talk about it in your full forecast next. Let's delve on into the tropical weather update. Yes, the tropical Atlantic waking up after its slumber over the last couple of weeks, although we've had a couple of storms here. Actually, it's been relatively busy. 6 named storms so far this year. Gonzalo next up on the list, and we have Tropical Depression 7. This formed earlier today. It's a very tight system way out here in the middle of the Atlantic. Look how far away it is from anything. But it is expected to perhaps become a tropical storm later tonight or tomorrow morning and then carry westward into the Caribbean Sea by the weekend. We'll keep watching and waiting to see what happens with that. Closer to home, a little bit of disorganized activity here near Cuba. This is a little tropical entity that may or may not do anything as it crosses the Gulf of Mexico. It could develop, but we'll see. Regardless, it will stay to our south. We should not be affected by that, but that could throw just enough moisture up here to enhance some of our scattered shower and thunderstorm activity over the next couple of days. We'll just wait and see about that, but nothing imminent for our immediate area. Our time lapse from Columbus, Tupelo, Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy, and in Louisville, Mississippi this evening. Very nice, a little pop of color there. In the wake of the showers and storms we had around here earlier today, notice how a lot of that going away, just these leftover higher clouds, and that usually is the case. Those will continue to thin out during the night. Some spots in Pickens County may have had over 2 inches of rain today, other spots as well, and some other locations not even a drop of rain today. So feast or famine, you may get soaked this time of year, you may see nothing for days, and that pattern will continue. Now, in Macon tomorrow, we start out in the 70s. There could be some fog in the morning, especially if you had rain today. And then by midday, we are already around the low 90s and into the low to maybe mid 90s tomorrow afternoon, with a chance for one of those scattered showers and storms for you in Brooksville and Macon, Sugar Lock there in southern Noxubee County. There you go for your day Wednesday. And really, that's the same across the board here. Low to maybe mid 90s. A very warm and sticky day. The heat index around 100, if not a little bit higher than that, before any storm happens to form. So pretty quiet tonight, and also in the morning too. Again, there could be a little bit of fog out there if you're up early. As we get into the late morning and afternoon, notice how those scattered showers and storms will blossom. We don't know where they will be, but once they get going, they could sustain themselves for a couple of hours, and then those will go away tomorrow night. We'll wake up to some fairly benign conditions Thursday morning before more scattered showers and storms on our Thursday. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast, a 40% chance of rain tomorrow, then 30% across the board. In general, mid-90s for highs going into the weekend. And not an all-weekend washout here, but there will be some storms around, lows in the 70s, Scott.
Researchers are looking at a summer survival staple as a possible coronavirus culprit. Take a look when we come back.
Watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. When the pandemic began, some speculated that the coronavirus wouldn't tolerate heat and humidity. The cases have skyrocketed in the hottest parts of the country at the hottest time of the year. Now mounting evidence suggests that air conditioning may be partly to blame. CBS's Adriana Diaz reports.
Sweltering temperatures may be contributing to the virus's spread. Data shows that states with higher air conditioning use also tend to have higher COVID rates, says Harvard professor Edward Nardell.
The main problem is that because of the extreme heat in the South, people are indoors now and unable to social distance as much and rebreathing the same air that was just exhaled by someone else.
He says about 80% of an AC's air is recirculated. A study of a restaurant in China shows how on one night, COVID particles from one person spread to 9 others, some more than 6 feet away, likely due to the airflow from the AC system. That's why ventilation is top of mind for Michelle Fire, who owns this Chicago restaurant, Tweet. How worried were you about COVID spreading indoors?
Not how worried was I, how worried am I? We need to have people have faith to come inside and sit inside if we're to stay in business.
To do that, she spent $7,000 on 3 of these air purifiers, which claim to be effective against bacteria and viruses. Anything to keep the air as clean as possible. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Chicago.
The high school football tour hits the halfway point. We preview the Belmont Cardinals next when we come back.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Sports continues to fall victim to COVID-19. The Southwestern Athletic Conference announcing that fall SWAC has officially been postponed until the spring. Impacted sports include women's soccer, women's volleyball, men's and women's cross country, as well as, of course, football. Each of those will not compete until 2021. The conference is now planning for a 7-game conference schedule with practice beginning in January of next year. Alabama A&M, a team in the SWAC, was scheduled to play Mississippi State prior to the 2020 Egg Bowl. That game was supposed to be on November 21st. The Bulldogs have not made a statement on whether or not the team plans to schedule another team for that same date. We continue the high school football tour with the Belmont Cardinals. Coming off a 2-9 record, head coach Jason Coker leads the Cardinals into 2020 as they hope to return to the playoffs. Take a listen.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour is brought to you by Itawamba Community College, Cannon Ford of Starkville, Monroe County Farm Bureau, Max South Broadband, and the Bank of Vernon.
There we go. 2019 was a tough season for Belmont, but the Cardinals look to right the ship in 2020. The team brings back some key players that will play a big part in their success if they can stay healthy.
The kids have worked pretty hard this summer, and we're bringing back a lot of experience.
I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to winning. Got a lot of younger bodies coming up, so hopefully they can help us.
To get the best out of the younger Cardinals, the seniors have made it a priority to help guide them on this journey.
Trying to help the other players, encourage them, what they do. Because I know, people get down. I do it myself. Just try to keep your head up.
Just to lead my team differently, push everyone to the max, and just literally just push the limits every day.
The Cardinals bring back depth and returning starters on both sides, something they didn't have last season.
When we graduated our running backs, there wasn't a lot of depth. We'll have more depth this year at running back than we've ever had. Defensively, we'll have 9 coming back off our defense, so that experience will be, you can't replace that.
Despite a shortened off season, the team has been putting in work in the weight room to be ready for the grind come September.
Definitely being in the weight room. I know a lot of us have had to put in work on our own because all this is going on, so definitely the weight room.
Getting stronger and faster, trying to work on everything, just trying to get a better game in general.
That hard work will be put to the test as Belmont travels to play Tishomingo County September 4th. On the high school football tour, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
WCBI Sports 2020 High School Football Tour with Belmont High School is brought to you by Belmont Pharmacy.
30 stops down. That still means there are 30 more to go, so get excited for the remaining of these upcoming stops. Let's take a look at some of them. Stop number 31 on Wednesday checks in with the Houston Hilltoppers. Stop number 32 on Thursday checks in with the Noxubee County Tigers. And then on Friday, we officially kick off Academy Week with stop number 33 in Calhoun Academy. Saturday, stop number 34, Hebron Christian. Sunday, closing out the weekend, we check in with the Starkville Academy Volunteers for stop number 35. And then Monday, to kick off your week, stop number 36, the Heritage Academy Patriots, and also the defending champs. Stop number 37 on Tuesday checks in with Winston Academy. Stop number 38 on Wednesday of next week checks in with Oak Hill Academy, and stop number 39 on Thursday of next week checks in with Winona Christian. Of course, for any of those stops you may have missed along the way, you can always go visit our website at WCBI.com. That's it for sports. More for you when we come back.
What more can I say? More heat, more humidity. We've got 90s across the board, just like the last couple of days. We'll keep on going here, Scott. You love it. Daily storm chances. Some of you will get a good downpour. I think I had a little bit of rain at my place today before I had to come on in here, and then some spots missed out. We'll just keep doing it.
Same old, same old. Same stuff, different day.
Basically.
It'll be all right. We'll get through it. Thanks, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.